Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Wednesday, June 23rd, 8:40 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and it's a little rainy this morning. That is amazing because, well, we don't have any water in this part of the country, so rain is cool. All right, go to bitcoindailyview.com. Got more for you there. Zuby said something rather interesting recently. Virtually all of the terrible ideas that have taken hold in our society got there because people are too cowardly to challenge them head on. People allow it to happen, then complain about it, while still refusing to fight or risk anything. Stop outsourcing your courage. Somebody else recently did a tweet, and he said that in the last 16 months, it's the same guy, Zuby. He said that I've realized that Americans like to outsource their thinking and ideas and opinions, and it's interesting. So anyway, he's a little bit hardcore, but I like his sentiment. All right. Mark Moss, a great YouTube channel. It's amazing that the info that he puts out is free. He talks to Mark Carney, unveils Elite's plan for a new world order in the next crisis. Short video, under half an hour. Really, really good. Worth watching. It's not depressing. It's actually it just helps you position yourself for, well, the George Guidestone future that some of us have as a vision. You know, I'll own nothing and like it. I'll drink my roach milk and whatever. Russian Black Sea Fleet warship fired warning shots near British destroyer. Interesting. The world's heating up. It's not just people, who are driving right now who are a little bit more crazy than usual. It's, well, countries. Another good little article I noticed was Warren Buffett resigns from Gate Foundation board. Could that, wretched piece of shit, well, Mr. Gates, could his foundation finally be being exposed for what it is? And I don't think it's a great big deal. Oh, wow, Warren Buffett resigns. Why were you there in the future, in the first place? What, you didn't know he was an underhanded genocidal maniac? Anyway, CZ from Binance says selling on foot is a sure way to be poor. Sadly, it is true. Also, prepare for a bear market. Complete one-on-one guide. Good YouTube channel. Worth a follow. It's kind of a clickbaity title like they all are. That's kind of how it rolls right now. But it's a good article and basically defining what, bear and bull cycles are. All right. So one last little article here. Bank of America claims it costs just $93 million to move Bitcoin's price by 1%. I've heard, much more experienced traders than myself, so that's absolutely silly. And then some say, well, maybe it has some value. Anyway, worth checking out. This story here, over 26K traders liquidated for $1.17 billion in the past 24 hours by BitData. This is just, updated 14 hours ago. When was this originally done? Just a day or two ago. I can't find the date when this post was made. But anyway, with the recent volatility over there on Bybit, everyone's trying to do those 10x, 100x, 3x longs and shorts. Well, it has not worked out tremendously well for a lot of people, although it has worked out also very, very well for a lot of people. Always be careful with your leverage. Michael Saylor, a great Twitter to follow. Your task is to stand straight, not be held straight, by Marcus Aurelius on Bitcoin. Absolutely true. It's true. It's sad, but it's the reality. Our backbone is, and our character and our valor and courage in life is our own responsibility. Everything is not someone else's fault. They're scared. They're right. Bitcoin. Captain Bitcoin, good character on Twitter. He's responding to something from Cointelegraph, where they posted another Bitcoin ETF has been delayed in the U.S. Well, there you go. What is with the U.S.? We're doing well compared to many countries, but not well compared to some countries or whatever. The crap ETFs have to go through to get finally listed. Come on. I mean, geez, talk about being your own worst enemy. Shiba Swap. There's no real date exactly when this is coming, but SHIB coin, SHIB. It's on Binance now, and of course it's been on Uniswap for quite a while. But definitely, for you Binancers, it's there. It's a pair versus USDT, and the Shiba Swap is coming. It's going to be another decentralized exchange, kind of like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. A lot of much wow behind Shiba Swap here. So, and I saw this article here about Shiba Swap launch date. When is it going to happen? They don't know. Probably this summer. They're working on it. Just expect it just to drop one day and, make way, make ready. I'm not giving anyone financial advice, but I do have a bag in the green of SHIB. All right, here's one I saw over at Blockchain Education. One of the guys mentioned this. You can now trade futures on Bitcoin dominance. So it's BTC, DOM, USDT, perp. I guess you can trade contracts on dominance. I'm really not much of this kind of a trader, so I don't really know such things, but interesting. I just don't do a lot of futures and such like that. I should, we're all evolving, we're all learning. I'm still kind of stuck in the spot world and leverage world. Here's a little tip for everybody. If you're on TradingView, just search for an indicator called RSI Cave. Try it out. You might find that it offers you something. Oftentimes it can make your charts all kind of crazy skewed. You might need to make a new template for it, but check it out. It can show you the possibilities based on RSI, where it can go. I like it. It is occasionally very useful. Looking at dominant, not dominance, but looking at volume recently, last 24 hours only up, well, not really even 1%, but still we have beautiful volume that has been, as you can see over the last 7 days here, we are definitely pumping up, although this morning looks like a little bit of a turn down. Still though, this is the kind of volume we need to pump. Starting to happen. Looking at the volume last 24 hours, not volume, gosh, sorry about this. Looking at the range the last 24 hours, 31K to 34K basically. Now looking at the happy market bubbles, wow, not many things are not in the red except for like AMP here, which has been pumping earlier, like the other day. Maybe some of the things that were in the green earlier now in the red, but one way or the other. Look at this Doge, 18% up. One thing about this Doge, I think, is up like 50% since yesterday or something like that. So definitely are seeing a massive, beautiful move in the market. SafeMoon up 16%, Filecoin up 9%, Mana up 10%, BAT 12%, SHIB up 6%, GGB 16%, BNB 13%. Anyway, I go on forever, but Theta up 8.7%, XLM 12%. So really, we're seeing some beautiful moves in the market, which is probably really nice for people to see who are holding red bags because, well, crap went wrong a while ago, starting to move towards the positive side of getting back in the green. Looking at Coin 360 this morning, green and deep green. Doge up 17% last 24 hours. All is looking wonderful. We'll look at a couple of these alts, and now we'll start. Oh, there's a new version. Let me try to reload this, see if it'll do it fast. Now that alts are starting really to come into play, if they continue, we'll definitely start looking at a bunch of alts every day to see how they're doing. Okay, dominance 47%, not so bad. Gives the alts a little bit of room to move. All right, Bitcoin hash rate. And this is looking at the last 3 months. Average hash rate per day 96,711. Anyway. No great big spike this morning. As you can see, we've been declining for a while, mainly because of those miners moving from China to other countries now. Anyway, I dig it. We're continuing to. The hash rate is, no great news to report today. No big pump or anything. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume, specifically Bitcoin trading volume, specifically Bitcoin. Yeah, not like this is all trading volume on spot across Binance, but this here is basically just a Bitcoin trading volume across, well, different exchanges. 9 billion last 24 hours, 5.5 of that on Binance. On Coinbase, you've got 1.4 basically. Nobody else showed up. But this is the kind of volume that we need. It's been steadily increasing to see Bitcoin move up. Looking at longs versus shorts for Bitcoin on Binance, 60% long, 39% short. In general, that is a pretty long sentiment. For Ethereum, 61% long, 38% short. So definitely a long sentiment there. For Ethereum also, how many gold coins, 1 ounce gold coins, could you buy with a Bitcoin right now? Going to get back to looking at this because it's just kind of fun. It's nice to see how this is trending. Basically, you could buy 18.79 gold coins with a Bitcoin right now. All right, looking at gold and silver on top. Gold, last couple of days, a slow move up, trying to get back over that 200 moving average on the daily. Nice to see gold recovering because it sure as crap did dump while the DXY was pumping earlier. Silver on the bottom, big dump. Now we're beginning to, let's see my 200 moving average here. That's all right. It is making a comeback. So gold and silver, these beautiful, beautiful metals, are beginning to move up. And I'm kind of actually been thinking about for gold, maybe doing some PAX G. Yeah, the stable coin based on gold. Put that in the Celsius wallet. Make interest while it trends up if it continues to do so. The Dow. Let's look at SPX up top. Indecisive red doji today, but overall we're on an uptrend last many days here. Russell 2000 index. We're below the 21 EMA recently, but we've made some beautiful, powerful green candles today, and now we are still indecisive, but a green candle today, just above the 21 EMA. I like to see that on the daily. And now Dow on the daily. Definitely a dump recently, but with some indecisive dojis, we're working our way back up. At least we're above the 200 moving average, but not quite the 21 EMA yet. All right. Looking at the DXY dollar strength index, it pumped like crazy while other things dumped, as we do know, and now it's starting to dump because God is good and righteous, and it should. So, with that said, the TNX, which is basically the 10-year Treasury note yield, as you can see, has been last good number of days, slowly on a slight decline. That's just the way it goes. So we'll see which way that goes. Very recently it's a bit sideways. Definitely a sign of market strength. I'm still learning about that indicator, but I thought I'd include it because the DXY and the TNX are definitely indicators of what the market is doing. So dollar strength dropping recently, last like 3 days after a pump, and then we shall see. What's interesting here is it going to challenge that 200 moving average? Is it going to go under, or is it going to bounce? Interesting. TNX just slowly cruising down. All right. Bitcoin. What do we got here? Yes, Bitcoin. Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart. This is top is the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. The middle is shorts, bottoms are longs. Something I like seeing right now in this 4-hour chart is Bitcoin, of course, is moving back above the 21 EMA on the 4-hour chart. It's going to start challenging that 200 moving average if it continues moving up. What I like seeing as we've had this gentle move up, we're not seeing shorts go off like a rocket ship to Pluto. That's a good sign. Shorts aren't so insanely powerful right now. But what do we see? We see longs pumping while Bitcoin's making its little move there. Sorry, these are not quite lined up perfectly. Anyway, there you go. Shorts not pumping while Bitcoin makes a move up, but longs are. I can dig it. That's good. Looking at a 4-hour chart here. This, maybe we'll just skip this. I'm trying to format this better so I understand, so we can see what it is better. But here's your Bitcoin price action on the hourly, and then here's longs, and then here's shorts. No, Bitcoin dominance, and here's shorts. So you can see here that Bitcoin shorts here on the hourly chart have just plummeted, and longs have gently moved up. Dominance is staying about the same. Anyway, as you can see, I'll try to make this more meaningful, but it does show for real how the longs have just plummeted on the short time frame there on the hourly chart, which I kind of like seeing as Bitcoin is gently moving up right now. And usually, from what we've seen historically, last 27 days when that happens, shorts just rocket when Bitcoin tries to move up. So it's not happening. And we see nice volume coming in, so that's inspiring. All right, looking at the daily chart. I was really concerned when we got under the 314 moving average on the daily. Did a pretty serious wick yesterday, which freaked a lot of people out, myself included. But then, of course, today we are opening. We're above the 314 moving average, even though we have wicked below it. Looks like we're making a bounce there. Let's see how it rolls. I was thinking we might be doing a 618 fib bounce at 2700, but it appear that we're not going to do that. Looks like we're going to try to find support above the .5, which is 34,272. The way I'm drawing this, if anybody wants to see how I'm doing the fib, I'm going back here. There was a dump right about 12th of March, and that's where I kind of see this uptrend happening. That's where I'm drawing my fib from. One thing to note that I do like seeing is here on the daily chart, we did do a negative MACD cross in yesterday's wick, and dump kind of does reflect. That's you usually get a bit of a pump one way or the other, a pump or a dump when you get these daily MACD crosses. Histogram's on the wrong side of goodness right now. But anyway, we're seeing that fulcrum begin to tip up a little bit. Let's see how it goes. This might just be a slight short visit for a negative MACD cross. I would be watchful on all your trades just because when the MACD is negative on the daily for Bitcoin, it tends to easily be a little bit dumpy. So be wary, be watchful. It's nice to see this new volume come in this positive price action, but still. Overall, it's kind of a weak chart. I hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh man, like the reversal's in." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So looking at the 4-hour chart, okay, it's nice that we're moving up towards this 200 moving average here. I dig it. Directional index is still in the red, but turning positive. ADX is high, but that doesn't quite matter with this kind of a price action. Squeeze indicator is about to show some positive green. KRI is in the right spot. Stochastic RSI shows overbought and about to cross negative. A lazy bear indicator is like, yep, I'm awake. Sorry you can't see that. I need to darken these colors up. Anyway, but lazy bear indicator does show we got lots of room to move up. So indecisive chart for me right now. All I know is that we have pumped, we have moved up. It's really, really nice. Why are we leveling off right here? Because of this, I think. 45-minute chart, which is insanely powerful when it comes to Bitcoin. Really, a lot of things. Okay, so we're moving up. We had this nice pump this morning. It's a beautiful thing to see. The Madrid ribbons are all green. You can see this little green diamond here means that they all rolled green. Directional index is in the green, but weakening. ADX is almost where we'd like to see it, above 25. But we're getting some upwards velocity. I like that. But if you'll notice the directional index and the ADX, look at the squeeze indicator. Look at the KRI here. It's below the positive level. Stochastic RSI is beginning to show for sure. Possibility of a swing up. I do like that. But right now the signal is above the RSI, and of course the lazy bear indicator on this chart, you can actually see it. The oscillator is below the signal and is trending down pretty darn hardcore. So what do I think is happening this morning? It's all we found resistance on that 200 moving average. The 200 moving average in a 45-minute chart, we rocketed up to it, boom, got rejected. I think that's going to kind of, Bitcoin banging its head on that glass ceiling. I thought it could break through. Well, it didn't. So it wicked to it and it got smacked. Let's see what happens. It's either going to go sideways, retrace more, or maybe challenge it again. Usually when you get a rejection off the 200 moving average, if we can find any, let's see, like in the past, sometimes you can batter on it like you can here, and eventually you get above it. Here's a nice break above it. Here's where you got below it and then broke back above it. Just in general, if you rock it up to the 200 moving average pretty quick on this short time frame, which Bitcoin did, and then you get a rejection, not necessarily a good or a bad sign, but I wouldn't expect it to challenge it again today. That's just my take on it. It's going to need to kind of find itself for a while. So hopefully it goes sideways and gives us some good alt trade opportunities. But still, when Bitcoin's below the 200 moving average on a 45-minute chart, that is a little bit of a weak chart to me. And I would be watchful in your alt trades. Use those stops for sure. And remember, short passes win the game. Not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. Now looking at Dogecoin. I actually was trading in and out of Doge this morning a few times, doing tight, kind of scalp trades here, and it's been working for me. Doge is looking pretty good, but like I say, on the 4-hour chart, 45-minute chart, it's still well below the 200 moving average. What I'm kind of watching for, and it's basically dumping now because what Bitcoin is, but when it gets to this 200 moving average and breaks above it, I think it's going to be a good opportunity. I'm out of Doge right now because my trailing take profit, went off, and I closed in profit a couple times this morning. It's been very, very good. Just be watchful. Doge is not going to turn up until Bitcoin turns up, and right above Bitcoin's head's the 200 moving average, which right now it cannot get through. So really on the 45-minute chart, this is a critical moment. We need to break above that 200 moving average, find support on it, and continue moving up. And like I say, quite often, not to belabor the point, but we will probably bounce between, once we find support above the 200 moving average, we'll probably bounce between the 200 and the 314 until eventually breaking above, or we might get lucky and just boom, break right through both. That certainly could happen, but then it needs to come down, retrace, and bounce off the 314 and continue moving up. So it's great to see this renewed vigor and health for Bitcoin. Just don't get too sparky yet. Don't think of it as Bitcoin. Think of it as a chart, and this chart, to me personally, is not in the buy zone. Doge really isn't either, even though I was scalping it some this morning. get above this 45-minute 200 moving average. Although if you're a scalper and you really want to get white knuckled and crazy, do note on the 15-minute chart for Doge USDT, we broke above the 200 moving average of 314. Looks like we're coming down to actually challenge that 314, see if we can find support there and move up. This chart is not too powerful looking though. Let's just see what happens. And you could also look at Bitcoin in the same way. If you want it, like I say, if you were a white knuckle trader, we broke above the 200 and the 314 all in one candle. So boom, you get a little blue diamond there as a prize. And now we are super trending sideways. Are we going to keep above that 314 moving average and start moving up again? This chart is showing basically that this pump is about done for the moment. So XRP, once again, I was watching XRP this morning on a 45-minute chart, still like so many alts, well below the 200 moving average. So even though, yes, I love seeing crypto bubbles and I love seeing all these, beautiful green coins, they are moving up. Just realize that many alts, depending on what your trading methodology is, are still not necessarily a strong buy, even though they're in the green. Like I say, that's why I was, scalping Doge really hardcore this morning in and out, because I did not trust it to continue moving up. And it ain't done. So there you go. All right, XRP, like I said, USD already. I'm glad to see it moving up, but the chart's starting to cool off. So we had a pump this morning, and in general, it appears to be cooling off. So everybody, be safe. I hope you get some good scalping opportunities. Really, I think I love seeing this green market. I hope everybody's maybe was able to get rid of some of those bags they got from the earlier disaster the last month, or at least you're closer to it. I hope you got some scalp trades. I hope this wasn't too darn long. I hope my news at the beginning here didn't bore you, but I like to just go through some things that I find interesting. All right, everybody. Take care, and I will see you again tomorrow. And remember, I got to mention it, every Bitcoin Satoshi you own makes a piece of shit banker. And Warren Buffett and Mr. Gates cry.